Good day, everybody. This video is for Module 4, Analyzing and Charting Financial Data. Analyzing and Charting Financial Data. I am working on page EX251 in your textbook, the review assignment for Module 4. The data file that you will be needing for this video is called market.xlsx. If you do not have that file ready, you might want to pause this, go out to Blackboard, go to Student Files, go to Chapter 4, and you're looking for market.xlsx. Once you get that file up and running, I would resume this video. I'm going to go ahead and continue. I've already saved that to my desktop. So step 1 says to open the workbook. So I'm going to double click on it on my desktop. And there we go. It says open the market workbook located, blah, blah, blah. And then save the workbook as market analysis in the location specified by your instructor. Again, you can save it wherever you want to save it as long as you know where to find it later if you need it again. So I'm going to do a File, Save As, and I'm going to save mine on my desktop. So I'm going to go to Browse. I'll click after the T in Market, hit my space bar, and put in Analysis. Make sure that I'm saving it to my desktop, which it looks like I am, but I'll just verify that. Click Save, and I have completed Step 1. Step 2. In the documentation worksheet, enter your name in cell B3 and the date in cell B4. So I'll click in B3, and of course I'm typing my name. You would be typing your own name. The date for this recording is 06/05/2019. And that's it for step number 2. Step 3. In the business loan worksheet, so I just clicked on business loan to get me into that worksheet, enter the data values and formulas required to calculate the monthly payment on a business loan of $225,000. So in B4, I'm going to type $225,000 at a 6.2% annual interest. So at B5, I'm going to type in 0.062, 6.2% annual interest to be repaid in 15 years. So number of years, B8, I'm going to type in 15. Calculate both the monthly payment and the size of the annual payment. Okay, first, payments per year. There are 12 months in a year, and I'm calculating the monthly payment. So in B6, there are 12 months in the year. So I'm going to type 12. The annual interest rate is the interest rate you're getting charged per year, but we need to calculate it so that we have an interest rate per month. So I'm going to do equals, and I'm going to take B5 and divide it by 12, the number of months, to calculate a monthly interest rate. Total payments will be equals number of years times the number of payments. So it's B8 times B6, and I hit enter. I will be making a total of 180 payments every month for 15 years. So there's all that information. Now I'm going to come down where it says monthly payment, and I'm going to use the PMT function to calculate a monthly payment. This is a pretty neat function to use if you're interested in finding out what your monthly payments will be before actually purchasing a car or a house or whatever in that regards. So I go up to my FX key just like we did in Chapter 3, and I'm looking for the PMT function. So I'm going to drop this arrow down and go to All and scroll down to all the P functions, and I'm going to look for PMT. There it is, PMT, and I click OK. Now this function is looking for 3 pieces of information. The only ones I have to fill in are the ones that are in bold. The other 2 down here that are not in bold, I do not have to fill in. They're not a requirement. So the rate, what is my interest rate per month? And that would be B7, not B5, because that's the annual interest rate. I'm calculating a monthly payment. So I want to know what the monthly interest rate is. So that's B7. NPER, how many payments am I going to be making on this particular loan? And that is going to be 180 payments. So that's B9. Do not type in the numbers. So if, for instance, in NPER, I don't want to type 180 here. I want to actually use the cell reference of where the 180 is. The reason for that is if I were to change these numbers, I would have to remember to come out here and change them, and I won't remember that. So you might as well have it do it automatically by putting the cell reference in. PV stands for what is the present value of the loan that you're taking out? That would be $225,000, so that's in cell B4. So the rate is B7. The MPER, which is the number of payments, is B9, and PV, present value, that is B4, the loan amount. I click OK, and this tells me that my loan amount, my monthly payment for the next 180 months will be $1,923.08. Sounds like a lot. B12, the annual payments. How many of my payments am I making a year? Would be equals my monthly payment times payments per year, which is B6. I hit enter, and for the year I will be making $23,076.90 in payments for this loan. Okay, that takes care of step number 3. So again, we're using the PMT function to calculate the monthly payment. Okay, step 4. In the market analysis worksheet, use the data in the range A4 to B9. So I'm going to select that before I do anything else. A4 to B9. In the market analysis worksheet, use the data in the range A4 to B9 to create a pie chart in the range A11 to C24 that shows information about competitors in the Northwest region. So insert is the ribbon that we always go to for graphical things, such as clip art, word art, symbols, and our charts. So I go to insert, and right here in the middle is the list of all of the charts that I have available to me. And they wanted a pie chart, so I'm going to click on pie chart. Actually, I'm going to drop the arrow down, and I'm going to choose the very first option under 2D pie and click. Now, in the instructions, because if you'll notice, by default, it automatically puts the chart right square dab in the middle of my worksheet. And it's covering up my data and everything else. So part of the instructions for step 4 says to create a pie chart in the range A11 to C24. So I'm going to have to move this and resize this chart. To move it, I'm going to go to the upper right corner, and I get 4 arrows, left, right, up, down. I call that my suction cup, if you will. I'm going to click and hold down the left side of my mouse. And with the left side of my mouse still held down, I'm going to move my mouse until the top left corner is in the corner of A11. Don't worry about perfection. Just get it as close as you feel comfortable doing, A11. So it says in the range A11 to C24. So that's going to require me to kind of move it over a little bit because it's going into column D. So maybe there for column C, and I move it up a little bit because it only wants to go to row 24. So about there is good enough for me. Okay, again, I'm not worried about absolute perfection here. Okay, this could go up a smidgen, but again, I'm being picky now, and I told you I don't get picky. All right, something like that. Good enough. Okay, step 5. Apply the style 11 chart style to the pie chart. I'm going to stop there. Up here, when you create the pie chart, we get these this ribbon up here, Chart Tools, Design and Format ribbon, that are specific for this chart. Watch what happens to these two ribbons when I click outside the chart. They go away. They are only there if you have your chart selected. And you know it's selected by the sizing handles around it. Okay, there it is. And right here I have chart styles. And when you put your pointer on it, it tells you that's 1. If I come over here, I'm up to 6. They want me to pick 11. Well, I'm not seeing it here because this last one is only 8. So I've got a More button, a little line with an arrow pointing down, and when you put your pointer on it, it says More. I'm going to click on that, and sure enough, I have more styles. Again, I'm looking for 11. There it is right there, Style 11, and I click. Okay? Now I'm still on step 5. It says, and then move the legend to the left side of the chart. This is your legend down here. Now here's how I'm going to do this. I'm going to right click on my legend and I'm going to go down to Format Legend. Now this will change. This format and whatever's after it will change depending on where I right click. And we'll see that as we go today through this exercise. So I'm going to click Format Legend. And over to the right, I get this thing, and everything over here that I do will affect the legend. Format Legend. Including, I can move it to the right. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. It says place it. Let me read this again. To the left side of the chart. So I'm going to put a dot next to the left, and it will move my legend to the left side of my chart. Continuing on with 5, it says place the data labels on the inside end of each slice. Well, they're already there, but let me show you how you would change that if you had to. You're going to go to one of your labels, any of these labels. Go to one of them and right-click, and notice what it says down here now. Instead of Format Legend, it says Format Data Labels. So I'm going to click that, and anything over to the right now will affect the data labels. Okay, and if I scroll down, it already says label position, and there's a dot next to inside end, which is specifically what the instructions call for. So I'm going to close this, click outside of my chart at this point, and I'm done with step number 5. Step number 6, in the Market Tables worksheet. So I'm going to go over here to Market Tables. Create a cluster column chart of the data in the range A5 to F10. So I'm going to select A5 to F10. Do not include row 11, your totals. We are specifically not including those. The reason for that is all the numbers in my totals are much higher than any of the other units, and it would really make things look weird in my chart. So do not include row 11. So here we go. In the Market Tables worksheet, create a cluster column chart of the data in the range A5 to F10 to show how many units each competitor sold in the Northwest region in the past 5 years. So now what we have to do is go to the Insert ribbon where all of our charts are located. I'm going to click this one here that says Insert Column or Bar Chart. I'm going to drop the arrow down. And as you put your pointer on them, it will tell you what it is. And there is the cluster column that step 6 is asking for. So I click on that, and there's my chart. Again, stuck right in the middle of this particular worksheet. But we're done with step number 6 at this point. Step 7. Move the chart to the Market Analysis worksheet and then resize it to cover the range E4 to L13. So I'm going to do that first. There's remaining instructions for 7, but I'm going to stop at this point and do that. The way I can do this is if I right-click. Now there's another way to do this. Before I right-click, you can also go to Design under Chart Tools and go to Move Chart. Or you can right-click on your chart and go to the option of Move Chart. Either one's going to take you to this exact same menu. They want me to move it, so I'm going to do Object In. They actually want me to move this to the Market Analysis worksheet. So I say Object In Market Analysis. I click OK, and here I am. I'm in the Worksheet Market Analysis, and the chart has been moved here. Again, right square dab in the middle of my worksheet. Okay, then it says, and then resize it to cover the range E4 to L13. E4 to L13. So we're going to repeat what we did before. I'm going to get those 4 arrows like my suction cup. I'm going to click and hold down the left side of my mouse, and I'm going to move my mouse to E4. Again, roughly right there, the left corner of my chart into E4. And then it says to go to L13. So I need to go to my sizing handle down in the bottom right-hand corner, right, this little circle. Click and hold down the left side of my mouse. Go over to L and up to 13. Right about there. Okay. So we moved it from to E4 to L13. Actually, I can move it out a little bit. I didn't go all the way over to, there we go. Make it a little bit wider. All right, let's continue to read on here. So I'm on step number 9 now. No, I'm sorry. I'm still on step number 7. Move the chart to the market analysis worksheet and then resize it to cover the range E4 to L13. Change the chart title to units sold. So I'm going to click on my chart title. I'm going to click and hold down the left side of my mouse and select the entire chart title that's already in there. And I'm going to replace it with units sold. Okay? And I'm going to click outside of it. Don't hit enter, because if you hit enter, it's just going to add another line to your title. You don't need to do that. Just click outside of it. Apply the Style 9 chart style to the chart. So we've kind of done this in the previous chart. We're looking for chart style 9. It only goes up to 8. So again, I got to hit the more button. And I'm going to 9. Chart style 9. Okay. Add both primary major horizontal and vertical grid lines. If you want to add what are called elements to this, which are grid lines, I do that by clicking this big, I guess we could say plus sign or a tic-tac-toe board or whatever you want to call that, but this button right here, if I click on that, it allows me to add things. Anything checked is already on it, but I can add others. I'm going to go to grid lines and click on the little arrow because here I can pick the different types of grid lines I want. They want primary major horizontal, which is already checked, and primary major vertical. Okay? Click outside of my chart, and you can see that I now have up and down line grid lines as well. That's what they wanted. The next step, or the next part of step 7, change the fill color of the chart to gold accent 4. So now I'm going to come up here, and when I get those 4 arrows, I see underneath the chart area. So if I right click, I have format chart area. And again, whatever I do here will affect the entire chart area. And they want me to fill it in. So I'm going to click the arrow next to fill. And I'm going to come down to color. And they want gold accent 4. So I'm going to find gold, which looks like it's there. And they want it with lighter 80%. So it's this one right here. Second row down, about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8th column over. Click, and that changes the entire fill color of the chart. Then it says one last thing, and then change the fill color of the plot area to white. So if I click here, right now, actually, if I click again where it says plot area, see how I see plot area right there? If I click there, all of this over here now is affecting just the plot area. And they want that to be white. So I go to color here, and I choose white. And there's the effects that we've got so far. And actually, there's one more thing. And that is move the legend to the right side of the chart, to the right side. So if I click on my legend, all right, here we go, legend over here. I'm going to right-click, actually, and go to Format Legend, because here I can easily click on right, and it will move my legend. I'm going to close this now just to see my full effects of my chart and click outside of it. And there we go. Doesn't that look beautiful? That's step number 7. That looks great. Okay. A lot of this will repeat, so you're getting used to working with this now. And as we do this, as I teach in my psychology class, sometimes it takes 3 times to get it into our memory. So we'll be changing the color schemes and everything a couple of times in this, so hopefully it will stick better with you. Step 8, in the Market Tables worksheet, so back we go to the Market Tables worksheet, use the data in the range A5 to F10. We already have that highlighted. If you need to highlight it again, do. I'm sorry, I got, yeah, I think I might have included A4. I hope not. A5 to A10. Right, or to F10. A5 to F10. Get it out, Steve. All right. To create a stacked column chart. So I go back to Insert, to Column, and I'm finding the one that says Stacked Column. It's the second one on the top row. I click, and there's another chart now. Move the chart to the Market Analysis worksheet, so we've already learned how to do that, and then resize it to cover the range E15 to L24. So I'm going to right-click, move chart. I'm going to move it to Market Analysis, Object in Market Analysis. Click OK. Here I am in Market Analysis. It moved it very well for me. I'm going to move it down by getting those suction cups and dragging it down. Okay. Let me get up here. Okay. I'm going to click up here with the 4 arrows. Click and drag down. Now I'm going to just drop it for a minute here and scroll down. They want me to put it into, move the chart to the range E15. So I'm going to do that first. E15 right there. Top corner, top left corner of E15. Down to L24. So I'm going to only go down to row 24, which is at the bottom edge of the other chart, and go over to L like that. And there we go. Looking good. Looking good. All right, I'm on step number 9. Change the chart title to Total Units Sold. Again, we've done this. You click here, highlight the current text that's in there, and type in Total Units Sold. And again, just click outside of it. Don't hit Enter. Perfect. Format the chart with the same fill colors and grid lines you used for the cluster column chart. So if you need to, you can go back up and look in step number 7, but I kind of remember. So I'm going to right-click in the chart area. Right-click in the chart area. Go to Format Chart Area. I'm going to go to my fill color. And if you recall, it was gold accent 4 lighter 80%. So I'm going to click. There, I've got the same color as I do above. I click on just the plot area. So right in here between the 2 columns, I've got the plot area selected, Format Plot Area, and I'm going to change that to white. Perfect, perfect. So let me read it again. Change the chart title to Total Units Sold. Format the chart with the same fill colors. Oh, and we got to do grid lines. So I'm going to close this. I'm going to go back to that crisscross here. I'm going to go to grid lines and click on the arrow. See, a lot of this is repeat. And check and check. Make sure both of these are checked. And voila, we have now a stacked column chart. Okay, let's move on. Let's see. Oh, I got to move the legend to the right side of the chart. So I'm going to right-click on Legend. Go to Format Legend. And make sure right has a dot next to it. And close. And I'm going to close this like that. And perfect. All right, that's step number 9. So now we're on to step 10. In the Market Tables worksheet, so we go to Market Tables, select the non-adjacent ranges of A5 to F5. So let's do that first. Select A5 to F5, A5 to F5, and then A11 to F11. So now hold down your Control key and select A11 to F11. It takes a little bit of ambidextrous to do that, but you want to hold down your Control key. That allows you to select two ranges that are not next to each other, that are non-adjacent. And we have one more to do, and that's A29 to F29. So again, make sure you hold up, make sure you hold down your Control key and select the range A29 to F29. So we currently have three different ranges selected. All right, three non-adjacent ranges. So let me read it again. In the Market Tables worksheet, select the non-adjacent ranges of A5 to F5, A11 to F11, and A29 to F29. And then create a combination chart with total units as a cluster column chart and total revenue as a line chart displayed on the secondary axis. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Insert, and we're looking for Combination. Okay? There's Insert Combo right there. Insert Combo Chart. So I'm going to click on that one, and we want the one that has the line as a secondary axis. So there we go. I'm going to click, and we now have our third chart. Fourth chart. In the Market Tables worksheet, select the non-adjacent ranges. If you're not seeing the chart like I have done it, then you might want to go back and make sure that you redo it by selecting the proper ranges. And then create a combination chart with total units as a cluster column chart and total revenue as a line chart displayed on the secondary axis. That's perfect. Okay, so you're looking for combo chart and you're looking for secondary axis. Step 11, move the chart. Here we go again. Move the chart to the Market Analysis worksheet. So let's do that first. Again, I right click, move chart as object in, Market Analysis, and I click OK. And again, it moves it over here. Now, they want us to move this one and then resize it to cover the range E26 to L40. E26. So I'm going to get the four arrows, my suction cup, drag it down just a little bit, and then I'll scroll down so I can work with it a little bit better. Okay. So I'm going to take the top part and go to E26. All right. Steady hand, Steve. Right there, E26. And I'm allowed to go over to L40. So I'm going to bring it over to match it up with the ones above it. I got it to L. And then 40, I can bring it down just a little bit to 40. Okay. So I'm step 11. Move the chart to the Market Analysis worksheet and then resize it to cover the range E26 to L40. Change the chart title, so here we go again, to Units Sold and Revenue. So I click here, highlight what's in there, and replace it with Units Sold and Revenue. Okay, click outside of it, don't hit enter. There we go. Format the chart with the same fill colors and grid lines you used for the cluster column chart. And then it says remove the chart legend. So we don't need this here, so we're going to click on this and just simply hit delete. I'm going to select the chart area and right click and format chart area. Again, the fill color, if you recall, is this gold accent 4 lighter 80% to match the other two that look like this. I'm going to change the plot area. Right click, format plot area, and we're changing that one to white. Okay, I'm going to close this. You don't have to keep closing it. I just close it because I can't see everything when I have it still up. I'm going to go to this because they want the same grid lines. So I click here, go to grid lines in my arrow, primary major, horizontal, primary major, vertical. Both of those get checked. I click out of it, and we've got that done. That was step number 11, because I also removed my legend. Step 12, add axis titles to the primary, that's my left over here, and my secondary vertical axis with the title. Okay, let's do that first. So I'm going to click on my chart. If you didn't click outside of it, you're fine. But then we're going to click on Chart Elements. And I want to click on Axis Titles. And notice that I have two available to me, the primary and the secondary axis. For this one, they say to, let's see, add axis titles to the primary and secondary vertical axes with the title Total Units on the primary axis. So we want this one to say Total Units. So highlight what's in there and replace it with Total Units. And then it says Total Revenue on the secondary axis. So I'm going to click over here. I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to replace this one with Total Revenue. Okay. Rotate the secondary axis text down. So with this highlighted, if it's not highlighted for you, just click on it. I'm going to go to the Home ribbon. I'm sure there's another way to do this, but I like to do it this way. Home ribbon, and I want to go to, well, it doesn't look like it's going to allow me to do it here. Yes, it is, right here. I'm sorry. Under Alignment, I'm going to click this down arrow next to the A, B with a line, because now I can say Rotate Text Down, which is what the instructions are asking for. So I went to the Home ribbon. In the Alignment group, I clicked on the A, B with a line, and it's got a drop-down arrow. And I'm going to pick Rotate Text Down. Okay. Rotate the secondary axis text down. Change the color of the scales and axis titles for the primary and secondary axes to match the color of the cluster column chart and the line chart. In other words, these blue bars have to do with total units. This has to do with total revenue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to Total Units, and I'm going to right-click on this and go to Format Axis Title. And I'm going to change the color. I'm going to go to Text Options. I don't want to fill it in, so I don't want to do this and fill it in. I actually want to go to Text Options, and I want to change the color of the text to blue. And I'm not sure which blue, but we'll use light blue, so that people realize that light blue goes with these bars. Now I also want to do the same idea for my axis titles, or numbers. So I'm going to click on those. Again, I'm going to go to Text Options if I need to, and I'm going to change this to blue as well. So I've got these as blue. Now I'm going to use my scroll bar to scroll over so I can see my others here. So I'm going to do basically the same idea, but this time I'm going to pick this brown color. So I'll click on my title, change the fill color to, oh, I don't even know what color that is. We'll go with the brown up at the top, or orange. We'll go with orange. Orange accent 2, somewhat looks like it. Click on my numbers, and we'll change that to orange as well, since I don't know the exact color, but people will know that the orange goes with the orange line and the blue goes with the blue bars. That's the whole principle of that. Good job, everybody. You're doing fantastic, I would assume. All right, so we've done step number 12. 13, change the scale of the total revenue axis. So total revenue, this one right here, we want to change the range. So I'm going to right-click on one of these numbers and go to Format Axis. And right here where it says Minimum and Maximum, all right, actually we'll do this down here. Units, we'll go with 3,500. So highlight what's in the major under units, and we're going to type it as 3,500,000. 3,500,000. And we're going to change the minor to, see, I screwed up. It is change the scale of the total revenue from 3 million to 5,000. So the minimum should be 3 500,000. And the major should be 5 million. 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You know what? I don't like that. I'm going to right click and I'm going to go to Format Axis and I'm going to do a bunch of undos. See, this is the beauty of the undo key. That's why I wanted to show you that. I'm actually going to change the bounds. So I'm going to change the minimum for the bounds to 3500000 and the maximum to 5 million. 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That looks better over there. So I hope you got that. I did a bunch of undos to remove what I had done previously so that I could then do, so I'll right click, Format Axis. I deleted what I did for down here in units and I instead put them up here in the bounds. Okay? So there we go. A lot of times you can visually look at it and realize you've made a mistake. If it just doesn't look right, you know something went wrong. And that's what I did there. I looked at it visually and said, no, I must have done something wrong. And do a bunch of undos and fix it. It's as easy as that. All right, step number 14. In the Market Tables Worksheet, so back we go to Market Tables Worksheet. I'm going to close this over here for right now. Select the range A23 to A28. So I'm going to scroll down. A23 to A28. Not 29, but 28. And F23 to F28. So now I'm going to hold down my Control key. F23 down to F28. Two ranges again that are not next to each other. So I'm on step 14. In the Market Tables Worksheet, select the range A23 to A28 and F23 to F28 containing the final year revenue for each brand. And then create a Pareto, either way, chart based on this data. So if I go to Charts, Insert and Charts over here, I got to figure out where to find this one, and I just happen to know that this one is under the Statistic one. So right here we have Insert Statistic Chart. You just have to know that, and if you read the book, it will tell you inside the text for this chapter. But I'm going to click the drop-down arrow, and this one right over here, the second one in the top row, indeed says Pareto. P-A-R-E-T-O. I'm going to click on that, and there it is. It says for part of step 14, move the chart to the Market Analysis Worksheet, or we've done that before. Right click, move chart, object in, Market Analysis, click OK. Here we are in the Market Analysis. Move the chart to the Market Analysis Worksheet and then resize it to cover the range A26. So I'm going to bring that down first. A26. Okay. So I have to do a bunch of scrolling and everything else. Here we go. A26. Got that. To C40. So I'm going to bring this over to match it up with the one above it. Scroll down and make sure that I'm going down to 40. I can go down a little bit further. Okay. Lining them up with all the other ones that are already in there. So let me read it again. In the Market Tables Worksheet, blah, 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 containing the final year, move. Okay, so we've done all of step 14. Step 15, change the chart title. Again, we know how to do this. To Market Revenue. So I'll highlight it. Market Revenue. And then it has space, parenthesis, 2017. Close your parenthesis. Click outside of that. Format the chart with the same fill colors and grid lines you used in the cluster column chart. So again, we right-click on the chart area, Format Chart Area, Fill Color. This was the gold, lighter 80%. Then we right-click in the Plot Area, Format Plot Area. The fill color was white, top left one, white. And then we clicked this arrow here, this whatever you want to call that. click on that, go to grid lines, click the arrow, and check primary, major, vertical so that we have both primary, major, horizontal, and vertical. Click outside of it, and we have completed step 15. I think we have one more chart to go. I'm going to close this yet again. All right, step 16. In the survey data worksheet, so we're actually going to go to survey data worksheet. Create a histogram of the distribution of customer ages in the range E7 to E506. So I'm going to select E7 down to E. Wow, do I really have to go that far down? 506. There it is. So I'm selecting that entire range, E7 to E506, and we're going to create a histogram. So insert, and we were just there, but we actually did a Pareto. So I go back to statistics, and I'm going to just choose the first one, histogram. There it is. Okay. In the survey data worksheet, create a histogram of the distribution of customer ages in the range E7 to E506. Change the chart title to age distribution. So highlight the chart title, highlight it, age distribution. Okay, click outside of it. Resize the chart to cover the range GP to P22. G4, I may have said that wrong, G4. So we actually want to way up there. Come on, move. There we go. I'm just trying to drag it up to G4. This is going to be a slow process. Come on, you can move faster than that. Oh, we could be here all day. Oh, there we go. A little bit faster. I'm still only at the 300s. Maybe if I scroll up and just move it that way. Okay, scroll, drag up. Scroll. All right. There's got to be an easier way. I'm still only in the 200s. All right, I'm getting there. Not sure what's easier, dragging it like this or doing the scroll bar like I was doing just a minute ago. We're going to just do this. And again, I'm going up to G4. So I got another 100 or so to go here. We're getting there. It's ridiculous. I should have moved up it so that the chart was created higher up. Hindsight. All right, so G4, there we go, right in that corner there. And I can go down to P22. So I can drag this over to column P. Okay. And then down to 22. Pretty big chart. Okay. Continuing on with step number 6. In the survey data worksheet, create a histogram covering the range E7 to E506. Okay, change the chart title to age distribution, which I did. Resize the chart. So I'm done with step 16. Step 17, change the width of the histogram bins to 5 units. These would be the bins down here. Okay. If I right-click on one of these things that are inside parentheses and a square bracket, if I right-click and go to Format Axis, number of bins, change the width. I want to go up to bin width right here, and they want me to change that to 5 units. It's at 4.6 right now. I'm going to highlight that and change it to 5. Click outside of that. I can close this, and we're done with page EX251. I'm going to turn the page now to page EX252 to finish up this particular assignment. And we only have 3 steps on this page. Step 18 in the market analysis worksheet. So let's go back to the market analysis worksheet. Add gradient fill orange data bars to the values in the range B5 to B9. So I'm going to go up to B5 to B9. B5 to B9. This is under conditional formatting. So if I go to Home and Conditional Formatting, they want gradient fill orange data bars. So here's gradient fill, and I'm looking for orange, and there are the orange. So I click. Then they say set the maximum value of the data bars to 0.6. So now I have to go to conditional formatting and go down to manage rules. Here's the rule that I just established. I want to click on edit rule. And here I can set a couple of different things, but they want me to set the maximum value. So I'm going to drop this down of the data bars to 0.6. So I can click number here and change this to 0.6. Maximum number 0.6. Click OK, and there you go. All right, gradient bars. That's step number 18. And finally, step 19. In the range C5 to C9, so I'm going to highlight C5 to C9, it says insert line spark lines based on the data in the range B15 to F19. B15 to F19 of the market tables worksheet to show how the competitor's share of the market has changed over the past 5 years. Spark lines are like mini graphs within an individual cell so that you can see trends, hence 5-year trend. So I'm going to go to the insert ribbon. This is where we find spark lines. And here they are, and we have 3 different options, line, column, win. They wanted line spark lines. So I click on line spark lines. The data range they gave to us is B15 to F19. So I'm going to scroll down. Well, scroll up. Let me read that again. In the insert spark, based on the data F15 to F19 of the market tables worksheet. So we actually now have to go to market tables. All right. Market tables, and I want to select the range B15 to F19. B15 to F19. There we go. Click OK, and we have spark lines to reflect the 5-year trend for those particular brands. Perfect. Step 20, save and close it. So I'm going to save all my hard work. I'm then going to close it, and that will wrap up this video. Again, I've had a few students email me saying thank you for doing the videos. They have helped. I would like to hear from the others of you if you choose to use these. If you find them helpful, I'd like to know that. It boosts my ego, plus it convinces me that this is a good thing to provide to my students. So thank you, and have a super day.